Hello, I'm John Jannarone, live from the New York Stock Exchange with some very special guests here. RingCentral, their stock has been trading right behind us on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange under ticker RNG for 10 years. They just rang the bell, and we're lucky enough to have both the founder and executive chairman and the brand new CEO joining us right here in our studio. Thanks a lot, gentlemen.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
So let's start with Vlad Shmunis, who is, as I just mentioned, the founder and executive chairman, has been the CEO for a long time until very recently. Founded the company with, I believe, $12 million back in 2006 from a couple of Silicon Valley investors. And since then, the company's grown tremendously. And I want to just talk a bit about what this milestone means to you, Vlad. So here we are 10 years on. How is it different? How does it feel?
No, great. Yeah, lots of time, for sure. So to be clear, the company that I founded did not have $12 million.
Oh, okay.
It had a nice round number of $0.
Okay.
And we were, growing as our customers were coming on board and as we were able to provide services. What happened in 2006 is that two of the better VCs from Silicon Valley, Sequoia Capital and Khosla Ventures, did do our formal Series A round, and then the company really took off. But we already had a bit of a business, even prior to them stepping,
Perfect.
to them getting involved.
All right, so let's talk about where we are now and the next step. So as I just mentioned, you're going to step down, or you are stepping down as CEO. Your successor is sitting right next to you. Tell us why this is the right time and how things are going to change at RingCentral.
Well, I'm stepping down as the CEO, and I'm stepping up to exec chair. So, I guess it's multidimensional. Look, it's a very different company now. I feel very, very good about what we've accomplished, going from literally zero and proverbial two guys in the garage, of which I was one of them, going to $2.2 billion in revenue, hundreds of millions of dollars of profitability, many thousands of employees worldwide, presence in many dozens of countries. So good accomplishment, but it's a very different business now. And I and the board felt that we needed a proven large-scale operator, which is what we have in Tarek. We had a very unique situation that we took advantage of, which is that Tarek was on our board for about a year, and he was not just on the board, but he was a key member of two key committees, namely audit and comp. He saw three successful quarterly closings, and so he knew, what we had, and we also knew, we got to know Tarek. We knew, what he has to bring to the table, which is a lot. And given the company's stage, new stage in growth, and given the fact that it just happens to coincide with a major new megatrend emerging in the tech world, and that is generative AI.
Right.
The idea was to go from strength to strength. Let me concentrate on technology and specifically infusing of AI into all aspects of our portfolio, and let Tarek take this business from where we are now, which is a bit over $2 billion, to, I'm not going to guide here on national TV, but to many more billions of dollars. So I think we have significantly strengthened the team.
All right, great. With that, Tarek, let's bring you into the conversation. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you for having us again.
So Tarek, we heard a little bit about you. You've been on the board for quite a while, getting to know the business quite well, but can you tell us a bit about your past experience and how that will guide you as, as the new head of the company?
Yeah, so what I love doing is really scaling up businesses and starting from a solid foundation. And RingCentral, certainly under the leadership of Vlad and for the past 20 years, has established an incredibly solid foundation. If you really reflect on the fact that it's a $2.2 billion ARR company, there are globally a handful of companies that have attained that scale. And so from here on, what we intend to do jointly is to expand the portfolio. As Vlad said, he explained very clearly that now is the time to change the game, infusing AI in everything we do. And I love these sort of opportunities to take a company to the next level, expanding its potential and expanding its offering for its own customers. And that's what I'm here to do. This is what I've done in my past history as in prior CEO roles in other companies and other geographies, and also more recently in the work I was doing at Hewlett Packard Enterprise.
Great. Now, I just said he's the new head of the company, but let's not forget, you're still the chairman. Tell me, Vlad, what kind of changes, if any, do you expect in the direction of the company with Vlad at the helm? I'm sorry, with Tarek at the helm.
Oh, look, I mean, frankly, I expect for direction to stay the same. We are not, rebooting the company. It's not a turnaround. The company is healthy and growing and pivoting to yet more profitability. So the change that I, and I think I speak for the board, are expecting is better execution, better efficiencies. Yes, growth, but growth not at any cost, but profitable growth at this point. We expect to be entering into more partnerships. We expect to be entering into additional geographies, so international expansion, where Tarek has tons of experience. And we expect to redouble on the product and technology side, which is an incremental change. We were a tech-first company always from inception, and we continue to be that way. But now, with me being able to dedicate the vast majority of my time to technology, which frankly I wasn't able to do as a public company CEO, we think that would be that's a recipe for success.
Great. Now, Tarek, in the green room before we started here, I was talking to you about smaller businesses, and I wondered, do you have an opportunity to help them? And that leads me to ask you, what is the total addressable market? You can help companies large and small all over the world, right?
Yes, indeed. And our sweet spot is really what we call the mid-market, which is typically companies 5,000 employees or less. We've been incredibly successful at catering to businesses from all kind of sizes. And the reason why this is the platform is incredibly agile, and it caters to small businesses, even SOHO, small office, home office businesses, to much larger companies, and we can stretch the technical capabilities to go up the food chain. But really, what we have to concentrate on is to replicate the winning formula that has been creating fantastic results for RingCentral, and doing that starting from our core, expanding our core into new products and innovation, expanding our core geographically in taking what we offer into the same sweet spot in other market, and eventually also go into larger customer segments with differentiated offerings. That is what we're set to do.
Great. Now, I want to ask you about a topic that's been in the news basically every day for the last year, which is AI. Now, you guys have just launched RingSense, which is an implementation of AI. Can you tell us a bit about how that works? I always like to hear real-life examples of how AI works.
Okay, I guess I'll take that. RingSense is a name that we give to our platform, to our AI platform, which really permeates the entire stack of our portfolio. Our main flagship product, we call it MVP. It stands for Message Video Phone. So we provide all modalities of communications to businesses around the globe. Strictly speaking, it's MVP plus C, C being the contact center. So we are involved in both employee-to-employee communications as well as brand-to-customer communications, EX and CX both. But back to the RingSense question, so RingSense permeates all of this. RingSense allows us to analyze vast amounts of data that are going through RingCentral. To be clear, all via customers or with customers' permission. So we will only analyze a particular customer's data for the benefit of that particular customer and only with the permission from that particular customer. But obviously we have learnings across the platforms that we can judiciously apply to make the algorithms a little bit better. And look, I mean, as far as some examples are concerned, so we talk about pre-call or pre-meeting assistance from AI, during and after. And the examples are, providing relevant data to agents during contact center agents as they converse with their consumers. Similar helpers, for sales interactions. We do have a particular version of RingSense, which we call RingSense for Sales, and in that package, it's really a standalone product that takes sales-oriented interactions and analyzes them for additional training and providing additional insights to salespeople and sales managers in improving their, the ways that they do business. Some people view this as turning salespeople into super salespeople. I mean, that works for us as well. Okay, so look, all of this is just tip of the iceberg. It's pervasive. We are leveraging the very best there is to leverage from LLM providers such as Google, such as Microsoft. To be clear, we're not competing with them. We're very much leveraging their technologies for the benefit of our customers. And like I say, this is a beginning of a new mega trend that's going to change everything we do as a company and probably everything we do and how we live as a society.
Great. Now, of course, when you talk about AI, the incumbents in the space are the likes of Google and Microsoft, who have been doing this for some time, and of course, they're behemoths, they're gigantic. Is it hard to compete with them, or do you view them as competitors? How does that work out?
Absolutely not competing with them. That would be, futile, and more importantly, unnecessary. They're really good at what they do, which is, core foundational technology. And we are really good at what we do, which is applying that technology to our particular business cases. Where we excel is robust, reliable, secure, end-to-end business communications that is global. We are the largest pure play in this space. We have by far the most trusted product in this space. We've been running at 5 nines or better reliability for about 5 years now. That has, frankly, to our best of our knowledge, has not been matched anywhere in the industry. And this is what we bring to the table. Now, as we are able to apply these advances from Google, from Microsoft, don't forget there is Amazon, so folks like that, as we're able to apply those new techniques to our traffic, to our network for the benefit of our users, that's where it becomes a win-win.
Great. Now, something I think a lot of us noticed this week was on Capitol Hill. Looks like policymakers are a little nervous about AI, calling in Musk and Zuckerberg to, share their wisdom. It makes you wonder, are there business leaders who are also nervous, and what would you tell them about AI? Should they invest in it, or should they approach it with caution? How should they look at it?
Both. Both. Look, AI is here to stay. I don't think you can put the genie back in the bottle. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used or it can be misused. We're certainly doing all we can to use the tool in a way that's constructive and that's beneficial to our customers, while staying on this side of what's right. And I think most business, at least in the Western world, is approaching it the same way from what we can tell.
Gotcha. Just one more question on AI, if I can. How long ago did you guys start thinking about implementing it and making it part of your business? For a lot of us, it seemed to appear out of nowhere with ChatGPT, because no one seemed to have had that watershed moment yet until then, and now everybody's talking about it. So when did you guys start giving it more thought?
It's interesting. So AI has been around for a while.
Yeah.
And you probably remember the Deep Blue, so that wasn't earlier. My own master thesis, which was done back in the 80s, was in AI.
All right.
Now, there was AI then and there is AI now. This modern iteration of AI, which is really what is bringing to the masses and what is really making it interesting, and not just an academic, endeavor, or gaming, chess, whatever.
Yeah.
Look, we acquired a company, a startup in the AI space, and we did this about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And we've been nurturing the technology. It has been evolving over time, of course, within our company. There have been major advances made in the industry in particular, OpenAI came about. Models went from large to very, very large. People are talking now about hundreds of billions of parameters and multiple layers of models. And again, our approach has always been not to compete, but to leverage the latest and greatest that there is that industry has to offer, but integrate it into our stack. And we've been doing that. It's been working out for us, and there is a lot more that we're going to do in that space.
Great. Now, Vlad, you talked before about striking a balance between growth and profitability, not growth at any cost. And I think in the last couple of years, things have changed. The market has not really loved companies that are just losing money and have no hope of making money at any time. Tell us about how things look right now, and how that balance is going to look going forward. Maybe we bring Tarek back in.
So I think what has happened in late 2021, early 2022, is the healthy correction that was very much.
Yeah.
I think when market gets too frothy, at some point there needs to be a health check, and that's what we've gone through. And so the whole software sector has corrected itself. And the focus has been much more around driving shareholder value through a balanced approach between top line growth and profitability. We obviously need to continue to grow. We need to invest in that growth, but that growth has to come with calories. We cannot have any kind of growth that doesn't really drive the bottom line. And we have effected the pivot already under the past year, as we have continuously driven double-digit growth with margin expansion. And that right now we have guided the market to a margin rate of 18.5% at the operating profit line. And that is because we at some point, like any company, we need to generate cash. And so we generate a substantial amount of free cash flow, which I feel is excellent to enable us to invest, to continue to fuel the growth in areas of our business like AI that we've just discussed. And it's absolutely imperative that we continue to do so, because the world moves on. And now our execution moving forward will be much more mindful of striking that right balance between healthy, sustainable growth that is repeatable, and driving also within that profitable growth, and therefore operating profit growth.
Great. All right, we're almost out of time, gentlemen, but one last question. As I think our viewers might have gleaned from this, we're sitting next to the godfather of the UCaaS industry. However, Tarek is going to be CEO. Can you tell me about how you gentlemen are going to work together, on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, running the company together in different ways?
Yeah, well, I had the privilege of sitting on the board of RingCentral for about a year, and we got to know each other. And so there needs to be a very strong relationships between the two of us, and there is. We are coming from very different backgrounds. Our skill sets are complementary. What unites us is the desire and vision to grow the company and take it to the next level. We each come to solving this challenge by actually leveraging our own strength. So Vlad's core strength reside in innovation. My core strength is about growing and running and growing companies and scaling them up. And I think we're very well matched for that. And I really look forward to the upcoming quarters where we're going to be working hand in hand together.
All right, great. Well, I think we'll leave it there. Vlad and Tarek, this was terrific. Very happy to have you here. Love to have you back again. Let's not wait another 10 years, but congratulations on your 10-year anniversary, trading right behind us here under the ticker RNG. Great to have you both. John Jannarone signing off from the New York Stock Exchange.